Hey guys, this is John, host of Mgtow is Freedom. I'm having a weird, fucked up morning. Welcome. You know, I really wish I had the time to sit down and write out a polished script, to do an outline and lay down all the ideas. The closest I ever get to doing that is when I do the Board of Truth and I detail information I want to cover in the video. That's about as good as it gets for me. Just, I never have the time. You know, I wish I did. You know, when one of the fun parts about doing Mgtow videos is taking a tiny piece, the smallest little piece of what has happened to men, what has happened to women, what has happened to life, and examining it. And I can do that. I can take those little pieces off the shelf, dissect them, and say with a degree of certainty from my perspective that this is what's happened and this is what went wrong and this is how to fix it and this is how we should think as men, and this is, or I should say, this is how I think as a man. But it's when I step back and look at the purpose behind it, the big picture, it's where I find the most disappointment. It's probably because it's the place that I know women understand and women use to control us. I think they understand that place, and it doesn't make them smart. I think it makes them fucking sneaky. You know, what is it that is the man, right? What is a man? You know, they say, be a man. I go, how? They go, be a man. You go, what do you want me to do? Right? It is what we do that defines us as men. It's you know, it's what we do. You know, what does a man do? He goes out and he makes it happen and he conquers. He wins. And maybe some men, winning is what they want and winning is its own reward. But having been married for over 20 years, I spent a lot of time working within the current gynocentric model. And within that model, and I've watched some videos and read some information on this lately. And it started with fucking Peterson's little speech about making women happy. And if you just listen to them, and if you would just do as they suggest, probably started with him. Fucking cocksucker, right? He got me thinking, you know, I spent over 20 years in that model, acting as a man, doing what I do, working hard, delivering on promises, coming through, always being steadfast and firm, never fucking quitting, never giving up, right? All those things that a man is. And women understand that that's what a man is. They fucking know. They get it. But it's not real to them. They don't give a shit. And I'll tie this back in a second. They don't give a shit. They just want you to do that. And it's a hard realization to realize that these feminist bitches don't really care about us. It fucking hurts. Right? One of these things that men do, and I know they do it because I watch them and I listen to them. And I feel it in myself, and I reject the notion that it's necessary, and that is to win the approval of, the acceptance of, and the attention of a woman. right? It's ingrained in us somehow. And, it's not all women, right? A man wants to win his woman. He wins the fucking cave. He beats the bear, right? And he gets the cave, and he says, okay, now I'm going to put a woman in the cave to take care of the cave and take care of me. And you go out and you get a woman, and she knows how to behave and act, and you're like, I've done it. I fucking won, right? I can now live comfortably and happily. And then she fucking turns on you because she doesn't really give a shit. She doesn't really care. She does not want to give you attention. She does not accept you. It's the problem is that we set ourselves up for this. And I guess I'm just fucking rambling, guys. I didn't sit down and put any deep thought to this other than, right, this idea that if we just listen to them, they'll tell us. That doesn't work. Like I said, I tried that. 20 plus years. If you just listen to them, they'll tell you. They tell you the flavor of the fucking day. They tell you what they saw in a movie. Right? They tell you what they read in a book, and then tomorrow they'll read a different book with a completely different idea. It doesn't work. Chasing them doesn't work. It's a recipe for disaster. I thought being a stalwart man, trustworthy, hardworking, all that shit that we believe about ourselves would be enough, and it's never, ever enough. It's never enough for these fucking bitches. All they want to do is be critical, and it just fucking breaks my heart. Literally breaks my heart. That you cannot be accepted, you cannot get affection, you cannot get the attention you want from them, because it's really not about us anymore. And I hear this come up time and time again. Not only in Mgtow videos, but complaints everywhere and discussions everywhere. What men want is to be accepted. And so they look for it. Right? We want acknowledgement for what we've done, and it's just not being given. There is always this carrot, this thing held out in front of us saying, if you just do one more fucking thing, one more thing, you just might get what you want. So you're never accepted. And I don't know, maybe I think linearly, and maybe men do. I made $1,000, I put it in the bank, I got $1,000. I did that 11 more times in a row. And in 1 year, I got $12,000 in the bank, saved up. And we're linear. We add shit up and go, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. With women, it is not that way. You put $1,000 in the bank, for real, in real life, they'll go get that $1,000 and fucking spend it. Now you're back to zero. You're like, wait a minute, I've got $1,000 of fucking money in there. And you do it again, and it gets spent. And you do it again and it gets spent. Now that's a physical example. Now I'm going to give an emotional example, or a thinking example. You do a bunch of good shit for your woman. You put $1,000 worth of good shit. And you think you're building good shit. And one thing goes wrong in their life. You make one little mistake. They wanted flowers and you brought them fucking chocolates. $1,000 is gone. And they can do it to themselves. They can have a bad day and it's gone. You're like, hey, what happened to your day? I left, I've done everything right. They're like, I'm having a bad day. And you fucking lose. Men pay coming and going. Coming and going. What does a guy want? Once again, Mgtow, what do men want? Fucking blowjob and a sandwich, okay? How hard is that to get in their fucking heads? We're not complex. We don't demand surprises and shit. They're nice, but we don't go, oh, you haven't done anything for me lately? Maybe that's what we should do, is what have you done for me lately? Yeah, you busted your ass, you fucking worked your ass off, tried and did everything I wanted, but that was yesterday. I want something more today. That was good enough for yesterday, but my feelings aren't quite met today. What the fuck would they do if we did that to them? Right? They would feel rejected. Unaccepted, right? Right? It's this feeling of goodness you get from them. It's intoxicating. And they know it, and they use that against us. It's not that it's an accident. I really believe that they know it. That they know it and they understand it, and they do it on purpose. Until they get us chasing that little high that they give us. And it's dopamine, right? That's the chemical, if you want to put a chemical name to it. It is dopamine. You want that happy high, that acceptance, right, from someone. And it's not just anyone. It's the person that you've brought into your house, into your cave. You've done all that work. You've conquered and won. Then you win them over. You show them what a good fucking person you are. And you can never, ever, ever win again. And everything is used as an excuse to punish you. So this idea that Jordan Peterson had, that I've been researching the fuck out of, it does not work. It falls on its face. Because it makes sense to a man to say, well, I'm going to listen to this person. They're going to tell me, if it's another guy, what's wrong. And then you make the correction. Everyone is satisfied. And it's a win-win. You can't get that with women. You can't get the satisfaction you need out of them. When they tell you what's wrong, it can't be fixed. They just want to find something wrong. When you try and satisfy them, once you satisfy the thing they talk about or the need they complain about, they look for something else to be dissatisfied about. What do men want? We want acceptance and an acknowledgement of our hard work. And we want due attention for it, right? And that attention is simple. I did all the fucking hard work. Spend some time telling me, showing me, being with me, and letting me be good enough. Let me enjoy that victory and fucking bask in it. But women deny men those things. That is why they failed, not us. Because I get up every fucking day and I look in the mirror and I say, John, you're the man, go fucking do it, right? And I do it. For over 20 years I did that.